problems on beta angle related to pentagonal lamina. So this was the problem we solved yesterday on pentagonal lamina. So there was no appear word in this statement. In the next problem related to same pentagonal lamina, let us have a look on the word appear. So that is problem number 27. I'll just read this statement and I'll just go ahead. It's similar to the yesterday's problem. So what is the difference you find between yesterday's pentagonal problem and this problem number 27? A pentagonal lamina having edges 35 mm is placed on one of its corners on HP, such that the surface makes an angle of 30 degrees with HP, and perpendicular bisector of the edge passing through the corner on which the lamina rests appears to be inclined at 30 degrees to VP. Draw the top and front views of the lamina. So previous class problem we did similar type of problems. It's similar corner resting position 30 degree to HP. It's the same type. It's the same problem. Even the HP angle also you find it same. But in the previous problem the VP angle was given 45 degree without the appear word. So in this problem so you can identify that the word appear is highlighted. So you can see this appear word. So along the description of VP angle with reference to the lamina. The lamina rest appears to be inclined at 30 degree to VP. Perpendicular bisector of the edge passing through the corner on which the lamina rests appears to be inclined at 30 degree to VP. So here, since the word appear is used in this statement, so the given angle 30 degree to VP. So the 30 degree angle made by the perpendicular bisector of the pentagonal lamina, that is the line AM in the third figure. So because of the word appear, the given angle itself is beta angle. The given 30 degree to VP angle of the median of the pentagonal lamina, it is beta angle. So the given angle is beta angle. When the given angle itself is beta angle, there is no necessity of finding beta angle. In this problem, if you go ahead with finding beta angle, you will get 0 marks for the third step. So in the third step, if you try to attempt finding beta angle, you will get 0 marks for the third step. Because the given angle itself is beta angle, you should go ahead directly without finding beta angle because of the word appears. Since the word appear is used, so the given angle, it stands angle of lamina of angle of median of irregular lamina. So it is the angle made by median of irregular lamina, that is the median AM of the irregular lamina. So therefore there is no necessity of finding the beta angle. All other steps remain same. Some of you have activated audio. Please, I request to deactivate your audio. Please check over your audio. So if your audio is in unmuted condition, please mute it. So please mute your audio so that we don't hear any background noise. So only my voice should be visible to you. So this is just a difference between the statement of problem without appear word and statement of the problem with appear word. So this is a difference. So with this we'll go ahead next. We'll go ahead and we'll try to solve problem on beta angle related to hexagonal lamina and circular lamina. So our next problem will be problem number 41 of your solution book. So read the statement: a hexagonal lamina of side 25 mm rests on one of its corners on HP. The lamina makes 45 degree to HP and the diagonal passing through the corner on which it rests is inclined at 30 degree to VP. Draw its projections. So in the statement, The first two steps are similar to your general type problems. So by reading this statement, you have to conclude whether it's HP resting or VP resting. So it's given clearly that it rests on one of its corners on HP. First statement, it rests on one of its corners on HP. Another statement, the lamina makes 45 degree to HP. So these are the two statements, two parts of this statement which suggest you that it's a HP resting. So it is resting on HP. How it is resting, that is also clearly given. It's resting on one of its corners. So you should take corner of the hexagon. So you should place the hexagon with corner resting position. So this is the first figure I have shown in the step 1 figure. So the hexagonal lamina is placed parallel to HP with corner position. So if you look at from the top view will be a regular hexagonal lamina with corner resting position, and the front view will be a horizontal line, 0 degree horizontal line. And similarly in the next step you find the lamina makes 45 degree to HP. So hold the left corner of the lamina, hold the lamina with left corner, tilt the lamina in anti-clock direction from the right side at an angle of 45 degree. So from the ground level, from the horizontal level, from the horizontal surface, which is HP, horizontal plane, so count the angle in anti-clockwise direction from the right side, so from 0 to 45 degree. So with this the lamina gets tilted. The surface of the lamina is rotated at an angle of 45 degree with reference to HP. Now if you look at the top view of the step 2 lamina, so the top view of the lamina will be irregular shaped hexagon. The regular lamina gets converted into irregular lamina due to tilting. And the corresponding front view, it will be a 45 degree line. The front view of step 1 and the front view of step 2 are similar in dimension. It's just a difference in angle. First front view will be 0 degree and the second front view will be 45 degree. Then coming to the third part. So in the third part you can see that so the diagonal passing through the corner, you can observe the statement, the diagonal passing through the corner on which it rests, that means resting corner. So this is the diagonal line. I'll just show it some other color. So this is the diagonal line. Can you observe here? So this is the diagonal line. So this is the diagonal drawn from the resting corner, left corner. So it represents median of hexagonal lamina. Here the word median is not given directly in the statement. It's given that the diagonal passing through the resting corner makes an angle of 30 degree to VP. So since the diagonal passing through the resting corner represents median, the diagonal passing through the resting corner represent median of hexagonal lamina. So therefore you should take care. So as I told you that in HP resting or in VP resting category 1 or category 2, you come across beta angle in third step. And if it is category 1 HP resting, so the beta angle will be given in terms of VP. The beta angle will be given in terms of VP. And in category 2, when you go to the next category, to second category, that is VP resting, in the third step you will find beta angle with reference to HP. So beta angle with reference to HP you find it in third step when we go to the next category of problems. So this you have to remember. So here the diagonal passing through the corner on which rest, it represents the diagonal passing through the resting corner of the hexagon represents median of the hexagonal lamina. So therefore, so the angle of median of hexagonal lamina is given, it's 30 degree to VP. So now there is no appear word in this statement. You don't find the appear word in this statement. So therefore the given angle is not a beta angle. So the given angle is angle of median of regular lamina. It is not the angle made by median of irregular lamina. So therefore you have to find out. So you can see that. So the median of lamina. So this is a median. This is a diagonal line. The same lamina of step 2, top view of the step 2, it is rotated in such a way that so that diagonal line, the median of the hexagonal lamina, you have to rotate in such a way that it gets rotated 30 degree to VP. So one horizontal line from the VP. So you can see the horizontal line on the VP. On the opposite wall, vertical plane, opposite wall. So the wall which is opposite to you. So it's a vertical plane. It's a vertical plane. So from the opposite wall, with reference to the horizontal line drawn, so you should count angle of 30 degree in clockwise direction. So that happens in third step. So the lamina is tilted in such a way that so the diagonal of the lamina, the median of the lamina is tilted 30 degree to VP, so in clockwise direction. So let us go to the sketching. So as usual, I'll just go ahead with the brief highlight. So you'll draw the XY line. You will construct the hexagonal lamina with corner resting position. How to construct already I have taught you in the type 1 problem by circle method. So you'll be constructing a circle of radius equivalent to side of the lamina. The side of the lamina is 25 mm, so you'll take the radius as 25 mm. So consider a circle of radius 25 mm. Mark the x-axis and y-axis of the circle. So to go with corner resting, you will be selecting x-axis as reference. So keep the compass on the end part of x-axis, cut an arc on the top and bottom, and again place your compass on the right end of the x-axis, cut an arc on the top and bottom. So join them. If you join them, so you will get corner resting hexagon. So this is a hexagon which already I have taught you in the beginning classes also, and already we have come across in the type 1 problem. So I'll go ahead with the description. So XY line and then normal hexagon. Your top view of the hexagon will be a regular shape lamina with corner resting, and then you'll draw the projection line. So when you draw the projection line as usual, so you'll get a horizontal line. The top view of the first step is a horizontal line. Then the second step is the top view of the lamina is inclined 45 degree to HP. The same lamina you have to shift it over here at an angle of, take compass, measure the front view of the first figure, and then consider place the front view at an angle of 45 degree. Then after that, to draw the projection line, mark the first measure this distance from the end point to the first point, then again to the second point, and then the end point. Then draw the projection lines. So you will get total 4 projection line and then projection line from here. So with this you will get the irregular shape hexagon. So you will get the irregular shape hexagon like this. So this is irregular shape hexagon. Now before proceeding to the next step, so what you have to do, you should measure the median of both the laminas. Measure the median of both the laminas. So I'll just use yellow line. So these are the median. I have drawn with yellow line. So measure the median of both regular lamina and median of irregular lamina. That is first top view and second top view. So measure. So and just highlight the dimension of median of regular lamina and median of irregular lamina on your sketchbook before you proceed to the next step. So once you proceed to the next step, the median of regular lamina and median of irregular lamina is available to you. I'll explain the third step in the figure itself. So this figure 1, figure 2, we have done it. So we'll go to the third step directly. So in this you have seen that the given angle is 30 degree to VP. So you find two types of angles in the figure. One is 30 degree, another is beta angle, which is found to be 44 degree. So first the given angle will construct. The given VP angle is 30 degree. So that is constructed, you can see in the figure. This is the angle constructed. This is the angle 30 degree line constructed, and you can find that it's represented with some line DA1 you can see here. So on the 30-degree line, so the line DA1 is marked. So from D to A1, so that represents here. This is A1. This is the line DA. So on the 30-degree line, median of regular shape lamina, that is DA1, is marked on 30-degree line. And at the point of A1, we can see that so locus line is constructed. At the point A1, you can see that a line, locus line is constructed. On this locus of A, that is locus of A1, at the point of intersection of A1 on the 30-degree, a line, a horizontal line is constructed, which is called locus of A. On that locus line, the next step is we will be measuring the median of irregular shape lamina. I'll use blue color. Now already we know the median of irregular. This is median of irregular lamina. We have already measured. We know it. Take your compass, measure the median of irregular shaped lamina, that is the line AD. Keep your compass at the same position D and cut an arc with radius AD on this locus line. You can see I have cut an arc on this locus line. I have cut an arc on this locus line, and then after that join this line AD. So this line AD gives you a median of irregular shaped lamina, and with the help of this median AD, with the help of this line AD, we have to complete the lamina. We have to complete the hexagonal lamina. I'll just show that median with the red line. You can see. So join that line AD. Extend back that line AD. If you extend back, and if you measure the angle, you will get beta angle. It will give you 44 degree. So this is the procedure. Then after that, I'll teach you how to get the irregular shaped lamina. So let me just so right now we have a line AD. This is a line AD available to us. This is the line AD available to us. You can see that along the line AD you have two corners of the hexagon. Out of 6 corners of the hexagon, 2 corners are available, that is corner A and corner D. What about the other 4 corners? So we have corner A, corner D available on the median line. Now we have to find out the other 4 corners, that is corner B, corner C, corner E and corner F. So these 4 corners we have to find out. How to find out? Let us proceed. So to proceed, so what we will be doing, the key point here is we cannot go for bisecting of arc method, because in between corner A and D we have 2 corners, so we cannot go with bisecting of arc method. So one easy method what we feel is, I'll just get back. Someone have activated audio, please deactivate the audio. So the key point here is, so in the second top view you can observe 2 vertical lines. I'll just highlight with red line. Can you observe these 2 vertical lines? That is line FB and line EC. So in the second top view, that is in the step 2 top view, you find 2 vertical lines, that is line FB and line EC. So this line FB and line EC, they intersect the horizontal line AD, that is median. So they are intersecting the median of the lamina, that is the line AD. So that point I'll just highlight it with the blue color. So this is a point of intersection. I've just highlighted with the blue color. So the line AD intersects the line FB and EC. at certain position. So that position of those line you have to mark it on the median in the third figure. So in the third step, so the line AD is available. The line AD is available. So take your compass and measure the distance from A to first point. That is from A to first point, and mark it over here. Yeah, let me mark it over here. This is the first point. Then again similarly take your compass, measure the distance from point A to the second point. Let me mark on this line AD. So those two blue lines I have marked on the median AD. So just by measuring the distance from A to first point and from A to second point, those 2 points I have marked on the median of the lamina AD in the third step. Then after that, the next step is, so take your protractor, keep the center point of your protractor on the first point and consider a 90-degree line. Let me use red color itself. So keep us protractor center. First align a protractor line on the line AD, and then keep the center point of protractor on the first point on the first blue point. Then consider a 90-degree line upward. Can you see over here? It's a 90-degree line upward and a 90-degree line backward. Then similarly, keep the center point of a protractor on the second blue point. Consider 90-degree line upward, 90-degree line backward. Then after that, take your compass. So measure the distance from the first point, blue point, to the upper corner E or D. I'll just show with some other color or blue color itself. I'll use it. So from the not blue color, some other color. Let me use yellow color. So from the first point to the upper end E, you can observe that from the first point to the upper end E, and then take your compass, keep it on point D, and then cut an arc over here, this one. Similarly, the same distance you will get it from the first point to the bottom corner C. You will get the same distance. Cut an arc on the 90-degree line. Then again similarly do it on the next line, that is FB, on the line FB. So from here to here, cut and measure the distance, and then cut an arc over here. Then again measure this distance, then cut another arc over here. So in this way, all the remaining 4 corners, that is the corner B, C, E, F, all those 4 corners are now available. So with the help of these 6 corners, you can get the lamina. So join the lamina from A to B, B to C, C to D, D to E, then E to F, F to A. So in this way, by joining those 6 corners of the hexagonal lamina, we get the top view of the third step. So the top view of step 2, top view of step 3 are similar in dimension. What are the irregular shape lamina we got it in second step, the same lamina we are getting it in third step, only the difference with angle of median. In the second figure, top view, you can see that the median AD, the line AD, is placed parallel to HP and parallel to VP. Whereas in the third step, so you can see that the line AD of the same top view, it is inclined to the beta angle 44 degrees, which is found to be 44 degree beta angle. So with this, so the same top view is obtained in the third step, and then the next process is draw the projection line and get the final top view of the hexagon. So if you have no doubt in this, I will proceed with the next step. If you have any doubt, you can activate your audio and you can ask question. So I have taken the problems of similar categories. I have picked up problems from your solution book in a step-by-step order. First I took a triangular lamina, and then I took square lamina, and then I took pentagonal lamina, and in pentagonal lamina both without the appear word and with appear word I just explained you. And next we are in hexagonal lamina, and then next the last problem will be on circular lamina. So in fact the concept is same with just different in lamina, with just change of lamina. By changing the type of lamina, concept is same. So I selected this problem so that the entire concept it gets simple, and and you people get understand easily. So in all the previous problems of beta angle concept, you can see that the concept is same, only the change of lamina. So you should learn how to get different laminas with the same concept. So if you have no doubt, then I'll proceed. If you have any doubt, please activate your audio and you can ask the question. So in the last step, as usual, so now the irregular shape lamina, the third step, top view is available. So next step, what you have to do, draw the projection line from all the 6 corners. You can see that projection line from all the 6 corners are drawn, and then projection line from the front view are drawn. Just identify the point of intersection. Identify the point of intersection and just mark the first point, second point, then third point, fourth, fifth, sixth, and then just join them: A dash, B dash, B dash to C dash, C dash to D dash, D dash to E dash, E dash to F dash, and F dash to A dash. So just by studying the locus line, you can get the last lamina, front view of the last lamina. So any doubt? Anybody want to ask question? If anybody have doubt, you can activate your audio and ask the question. If you have no doubt, then please tell me. Shall I proceed with next problem? You have to respond. When I'm asking you to respond, please respond. At least one or two members. If not all, please, 1 or 2 members, please respond to my question. Shall I proceed with next problem?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So next problem will be same problem on hexagonal lamina, but I'll just highlight you the appear word. How the appear word is highlighted in the statement, and how the beta angle itself is given in the statement. Problem number 42. Hexagonal lamina of side 25 mm rests on one of its corners on HP. The lamina makes 45 degree to HP, and the diagonal passing through the corner on which it rests appears to be inclined at 30 degree to VP. In fact, I think it's the same problem with similar dimension. Only you can see that the appear word is given in the problem. So can you see the appear word? So the appear word is given along the statement of median angle with reference to VP. It tells that the diagonal line passing through the resting corner appears to be inclined at 30 degree to VP. So here in this case, since the appear word is given, the given VP angle itself is beta angle. So there is no necessity of finding beta angle. So directly you can construct the 30 degree line, place the median of the lamina on the 30 degree line directly, and you can go ahead with the same procedure. So there is no necessity of finding beta angle, because the given angle itself is beta angle, as the word appear has come, because the appear word will be used for beta angle, and if the appear word doesn't come, then we have to find out beta angle. Okay, so we'll go ahead with the last next problem on circular lamina. So problem number 48. A circular lamina of 50 mm diameter rests on HP. such that one of its diameters is inclined at 30 degree to VP and 45 degree to HP. Draw its top and front views in this position. So read the problem and decide whether it's a category 1 or category 2, whether it's a HP resting or whether it's a VP resting. So it's clear in the statement that it is resting on HP. We can see that it rests on HP. So one part of the statement, it rests on HP. Another part, it tells that the surface of the lamina is inclined with reference to diameter. One of its diameter is inclined to 45 degree to HP. So one of its line, so since in the circular lamina, when you rest it on HP, one of its diameter, that is your horizontal line, the diameter drawn from the horizontal line, from the center part, so that will represent, that will be equivalent to the dimension of the entire surface of the lamina. So in fact the entire surface of the lamina, front view of the entire surface of the lamina will be equivalent to the diameter line drawn from the horizontal position. So this two part of the statement indicates that it's a HP resting. And in circular lamina there is no any corner resting or edge resting, so there is no any. So there are, if you go for circle with 8 parts, you will get 8 corners. So you can construct a diametral line in 8 corner position. So you should take the center line, that is the horizontal line, x-axis. The horizontal diametral line, you should take it as reference. So circle is constructed with HP resting. So just I'll go ahead. It's already I have covered it in general type of problems. So how to construct a circle and how to cut into 8 parts, all this I have already covered in the general. I'll just repeat it. So this is a circle with 8 parts. So these are the 8 parts I have placed. This is the diagonal diametral line. You can see that one of its diameter, this is the diameter. One of its diameter is inclined 30 degree to VP and 45 degree to HP. So the horizontal diametral line, the horizontal diametral line of the circle. So this you have to take it as a reference. So when you draw the projection line, you can see that the front view of the circle, when you draw the projection line, the front view of the circle will be equivalent to the diametral line, that is horizontal diameter. You can see the front view of the lamina is equivalent to the diameter of the circle. So this is the first step. So it is resting on HP. So take the horizontal diameter of the circle as reference. Then in the next step, so hold one of its end of the diametral line. So any one end you can hold it. So this end. So hold this left end of the diametral line and just tilt the circular lamina to HP angle, 45 degree to HP. So the front view will be a horizontal line. The front view will be 45 degree line, and then after that mark all those intermediate lines. So all those intermediate lines you have to mark it. So from the first point there are 2 intermediate lines. So take your compass, measure those 2 intermediate lines distance and then mark it, and then after that draw the projection lines. So you'll get 4 projection lines. So from the top view and from the front view. So here you'll get ellipse. This also already I have explained you how to get ellipse. First mark those 8 corners and then go for freehand sketch. So you'll get an ellipse. So in this ellipse, the horizontal line is a reference. This is a reference. With reference to this horizontal line, so you have to define the beta angle. That I'll explain in the next slide. So this is the first figure, this is the second figure of your solution book. In the first figure you can see the circle with 8 parts are drawn, and then your diameter line is line AE. So it is again AE, line AE1 in your solution book. It's given line AE1, and then another line you find the line AE. Now let me use blue color. So there are 2 medians of the circular lamina. One is median of regular lamina, line AE1, and the other one is median of irregular lamina, that is ellipse. that is the line AE. So in your solution book it's given clearly AE1 and AE, he has used it. The line AE1 represents median of circle, which is a regular shaped lamina, and the line AE stands for median of ellipse, which is irregular shaped lamina. So in circular lamina, when you tilt the circular lamina, it gets converted into elliptical form. Now next, coming to the angle, since the angle is associated with one of its diagonal line or one of its diagonal line, that is diameter, so it represents a median of the circular lamina. Along the line AE, you can bisect the circle into two equal parts, upper part and lower part. So since it's associated with median of the lamina, so you should take care in the third step. In the third step, you will get the concept of beta angle. And since there is no appear word in this statement, so the given angle is not beta angle, you have to find out. The given angle 30 degree to VP is not a beta angle, you have to find out. So in the third step, you can see that there are two angles given here. One is the given 30 degree to VP is shown, another you can find 45 degree as beta angle, which is found. So which is found to be 45 degree. These two types of angles you will find in the third step of your solution book. So now to start with, in your sketchbook you should measure the dimension of median of regular lamina, that is the line AE1, red line, and then you should also measure the median of irregular lamina, that is the line AE, shown with the blue color. So once the dimensions are available, you can start with third step. To start with the third step, first you have to define 30 degree line. The given 30 degree line you have to construct, and that is constructed as shown in the figure. So 30 degree line is constructed over here. You can see here. So 30 degree line. So it is this line. This is the 30 degree line constructed. This is a 30 degree line constructed. On 30 degree line, the median AE1 is marked, that is a red line. The median of regular shaped lamina is marked, that is you can see that AE1 is marked, and then at the point of intersection of E1, the horizontal line, the locus line is constructed. So on the 30 degree line, so the median of regular lamina, that is red line AE1 is marked. At the point of intersection of E1, a locus line is drawn, and then on that locus line the next step is you will measure the median of irregular lamina, and that with the same center point A, you will just mark it over. You will just cut an arc. So cut an arc, keep your compass at the same center point A, cut an arc on the locus line, so join that line and label it as AE. So this will give median of ellipse. So same process, then just extend back that blue line, measure the angle, you will get 45 degree. So in this way, so first 30 degree line is constructed. On the 30 degree line, you will mark the median of the circle, red line AE1, line AE1, you will mark it, and then at the point of intersection of at E1, you will draw the locus line, horizontal line. On the horizontal locus line, again you will take the compass, you will measure the blue line, median of ellipse. Keep the compass at the same center point A, cut an arc nearer to the point E1. So when you cut an arc, label that as E and join line AE. Join the line AE, extend back the line AE, measure the angle, that angle will give you beta angle. So you should get 45 degree. So with this we have defined the median of ellipse. Now the next step is how do we complete the ellipse. So I'll just focus here. Right now we have just defined the median of the irregular lamina, that is ellipse. This is the ellipse, we have drawn it. On this median line AE, out of 8 corners of the ellipse, 2 corners are available, that is corner A and corner E. So we have to find out, we have to define the other corner, that is corner B, C, D, F, G and then H. So the remaining 6 corners we have to define it. So once all these 8 corners are available, you can go for freehand sketch and you can complete the ellipse. So how to get again here the same procedure of hexagon here, but in the previous problem you found 2 vertical lines, and here you find 3 vertical lines. You'll find it. I'll just highlight with red color. So look at the second figure. You can find 3 vertical lines: line HB, line GC and line FD. These are the 3 vertical lines. You find it along the median line AE. Along the median line AE, 3 vertical lines you find: line HB, line GC and line FD. Those 3 vertical lines you have to locate on the median line with the same procedure. So take your compass, so measure the distance from the position A to the first point, cut an arc over here. Then again from the position A to the second point, cut another arc, and then from the position A to the third point, cut another arc. Then after that, so draw vertical lines. Keep the protractor line along the line median AE. Keep the center point of your protractor at the first point, and then consider vertical line upward and backward. Then again vertical line upward and backward. Then again vertical line upward and backward. So these 3 vertical lines you have defined along the median AE. Then you can observe that, so from the figure, so take your compass, measure the distance of those lines. So from the first point to the position H, or I'll use some other color, I'll use it yellow color. So from the first point to the H, and then so mark it that, so from the first point to the H, then again you will get similar dimension from the first point to the B, so you will get it B. Then again similarly the second point to the G, cut here a line. Then again second point to the C, then again third point to F, then third point to D. So in this way you can see that, so all those are defined. So just mark those 8 corners. So you can see that so you'll get this, those 8 corners you'll get it. So now all the 8 corners are available. So freehand sketch, you can just get the ellipse with the freehand sketch: A to B, B to C, C to D, D to E, E to F, F to G and G to H. So in this way the ellipse is obtained. So it's similar to your previous hexagonal problem. In the hexagonal, along the median line 2 vertical lines were found. Here in circular problem, in circle problem, along the median line you will find 3 intermediate vertical lines. You will find it. So those 3 intermediate vertical lines you have to define it along the median AE, and along those 3 vertical lines you will get all the 6 corners. So all the remaining 6 corners of the ellipse you will get it along those 3 vertical lines. So once all the 8 corners are defined, so you can go for freehand sketch. Just go for freehand sketch and get the ellipse. Similarly, to get the last problem, draw the projection line from all the 8 corners of the ellipse, and then draw the projection line from the front view. Mark those things. So mark those positions. So mark all, study those and mark all those 8 corners. Then after that go for freehand sketch. So after marking all those 8 corners, you can go for freehand sketch of the. So the last profile, whatever you get it, it will not be ellipse, it will be called as a smooth curve. This is the last step. So any doubt on this problem? So activity audio if you have any doubt. So then next we will go to type 3. So we'll wind up this class. If you have no doubt, then we'll wind up the class. Anybody have doubts?
No,
So
sir.
please, okay. Shall I wind up the class? So this completes beta angle. So with this type 1 and type 2 problems gets completed. Okay, so tomorrow we'll take up conditional type problems. So type 1 and type 2. Type 1 are general type of problems and type 2 are beta angle problems. Type 1 and type 2 are very simple and easy because in type 2 first step and second step of general types are similar. So type 1 and type 2 problems, general type of problems and beta angle problems, the first step and the second step almost defined it similar. Corner resting position, edge resting position, surface inclination with reference to HP angle, you find it common. And then in the third step, if it is a general type problem, you will find either the corner of the lamina inclined with VP angle or the edge of the lamina inclined to VP angle if it is general type. If it is beta angle related problem, you will find a median inclination of median of the lamina, you will find it in the third step for beta angle type problems. Coming to the type 3 conditional based problems. So type 3 problems are the most tricky problems, so it needs additional knowledge and thinking. So some additional parameters are given, so it will not be type 1 or type 2 based on the given conditions. So you have to go ahead. So let's see in the next problem. It will be different, it will be entirely different. It will not be related to type 1 or type 2, it will be entirely different. Type 3 problems, so based on the given condition, you have to study the condition and based on the condition you have to proceed. So let's have that class tomorrow. So if possible, please go through the statements of the problems given in type 3 and if possible try to understand the solution. If you read it and try to understand, and with this if you attend the class, so I think you'll understand in a better manner. So thank you for joining this class.